All right, I think I'm live. Let me see. Am I live? Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Yeah. Cool. I just want to update the gram quickly, boys. Make sure everyone knows that I am officially live. Let me just get this picture going here. Give me a second. What up? What up? What up? Testing, testing. Let me just pop this before we get into the charts. Um, Story link. So you guys had a bit of a rush getting back to the apartment today to get onto the stream. Had a bit of a busy day, but just give me a bit of time. Thanks for all that has joined so far. I really appreciate you. They have had some of the. Oh my God, I'm gonna tune onto my camera roll. It's a bit interesting. Um, well, let me just find this. Bam, bam, bam. We can rock and roll. Tuesday. Yes. Just want to let the gram know that we are live. Where is it now? I can't find this photo. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We can almost start. Hope everyone is doing well. Live now. I'll get to the chats now. All right, what up, everyone? I'm officially back. Officially back. What's up, everyone? I hope everyone has had a great 2 days without me. Um, I just got my coffee. You guys want to grab a coffee, get into it? You know how we normally roll. Normally, I have just a little quick chat. Oh, there goes my phone. So, uh, okay, let's keep it like that. So, like to just have a quick little chat, catch up with you guys, see how you guys are doing. Yeah, obviously got a few members that's joined now. It's mostly some of the usual ones. To those that's the first time on the stream, welcome. Generally, how we do it, we just have a little chat, run through a previous trade that we took last stream, and we get into a potential setup that we can look for. So we're currently looking at the gold chart. But we're gonna get into it now. I just want to check if everything's good from my end. I just don't want to be talking. No one can hear me. Guys, can you hear me clear? Right? For those of you who know, um, obviously it's been 2 days since 4 days now that I've been in this new apartment. You can see I've just got this nice little push up here. Might be able to take advantage of this gold move here as a potential short. So I'm just Analyzing, yeah. Yeah, I think there's already opportunity here, guys. Trade. Yeah, I already see an opportunity here, guys. I'm gonna enter a position just based on this. It's just literally opened up this candle, green candle pushed up. I'm gonna enter pretty much at this. Stop loss is gonna be above there. This can be a nice 1 to 2. We can run it down to about these lows. Gonna enter at 4323. I know, sorry, I just got into the stream, but this is pretty much, I was waiting for this opportunity. Enter on my end. So let me just send it to the group quickly, real quick. Oh, we literally just got into, I know, literally just got into this trade. I just saw this push up now as soon as we entered the trade, which is pretty cool. So we are in a position I just entered now. I'm going to be sending it update to the group. Sorry for the just like I haven't even warmed up or anything. Um, just give me a second, guys. Just gonna send this. So 4 3 4 3 2 3. TP1 would be around 4317. 317, I'd say 4317. Two would be around. How many TPs would we have here? 43. We can have two. 43. Wait, 319. It's been a bit of a scalp trade here, boys. Second TP would be around 4316. Final TP. We're just going to do 3 TPs on this one. 4308. Yeah, 4309. Stop loss would be up here. 4329.5. Okay, cool. All right. Just sent it to my group as well. Sorry, guys, about the jump and the rush. Just saw that opportunity happen right now. Yes, my G. What's up, Helene? What's up, Felix? What's up, Meta by Ahan? If I say your name correct. So just entered that position regarding that pretty good entry. Maybe it's going to be a sniper entry. I just saw us having this bearish. I'm going to explain the trade now. I just saw this happening now, and I just knew that we're going to enter it. As soon as we entered, as soon as I started the stream, I was a bit all over the place. But as soon as I saw this green candle push up, yeah, it was a very good opportunity for us to enter because you can see we get grain very structure. Let me just put the trade here so you guys can see clearer. Sorry about the, again, I just keep apologizing, but just copy and paste this. Just do this. Currently in an active trade. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. 18th of December, gold short. Don't obviously have a result just yet. It's a bit of a scalp trade, guys. Quick position. And we currently in gold short, so entry was 4323.3. Oh, geez. 23.3. Phone keeps dropping it, so annoying. Stop loss is at 4329.4. TP is final TP is at 4308. Let's say 4309. For now, that's cool. All right, so just enter that. Technologia. I'm doing it. Right, you didn't even get time to break down our previous trade because you just Position right in. I just want to check something quickly here. Pretty sure this news coming today at 5:30. All right. Yeah, it's going to be obviously a big news event. We have this one coming soon. It's Euro, so it'll be all right. Um, and then we have 5:30. We have obviously CPI, which is going to, and unemployment claims is going to be quite brutal. So let's hope we can get out this position fairly fast. Hopefully we can get out before news. But anyways, guys, sorry to just get straight into a trade. You guys know where we're at, where we are at the moment. I think we currently like not even about 10 pips in profit currently running. First TP is down here, around 4319-ish. And we're just going to see, we're going to monitor the trade. I want to get out this trade as soon as possible. I don't want to be running this trade throughout the news. It was a good setup. You know, anything can happen during news. Can be super volatile. And yeah, understand that. Okay, guys. So before we just jump into the stream, before we just jump into the thing, I hope everyone's doing well. Just update you guys about how my life's going at the moment. So preparing to leave to go to Amsterdam on um what's it called on wait, let me just update this quickly. Okay. So obviously preparing to go to Amsterdam again on Tuesday. It's coming just around the corner. So I won't be going live on Tuesday, guys, because of the fact that I'll be flying. I think my flight's like in the morning, and I won't be able to have any time. So hope you guys can understand that. Um, let's do that. Okay, cool. Um, so I'll be flying, traveling on Tuesday. So make sure like you get the most out of this stream. You guys have any questions, you know, throughout what happened on Tuesday? Obviously, we had a break-even trade, but just updating you guys with the movement. So next week I'm gonna be quite busy. I'm going to be obviously with the family. It's my first time in quite some time that I'm be spending time with the family, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And yeah, looking forward to it. Going to the Netherlands, and yeah, it's going to be quite an experience. If you guys have ever been to Netherlands, I love Netherlands. I think it's going to Amsterdam. I think it's one of the funnest places. I still can't believe some of the things that happens there, like, you know, in terms of activities that you can do. But it's pretty cool. If you guys have been there in the chat, just let me know. Because I know it is quite like it's quite like a little cool little spot there. Um, but yeah. But anyways, guys, let's break down the trade that we took on Tuesday. All right. I don't think that really matters anymore. Delete that. Delete that. Um, So let's just have a look here. So you can see that basically what happened on this trade setup over here, we ended up hitting a break even. We came down quite far down. We peaked at around 100 pips in profit from our entry zone. It was like 4309.6. Let me just adjust that. It was about 4309.6 entry. Yeah. So this was looking at a nice 2-to-1 risk to reward. Obviously, again, I don't always, it's not always fixated on the same risk to reward. But this one was looking at a 2-to-1. And we came down, we firstly broke down, we peaked at about 100 pips profit. At that point, I was expecting us to continue to break down, but we didn't. So once I moved to there, I was expecting one solid pull to the downside. We also did have news on that day as well, which I was expecting a bit more volume to come through, but we didn't peak as much on that trade. So we just came down. Once it tapped into like when it started breaking out already around 4302, started to move stop loss to break even. You can see overall the direction was bullish, but we were just trying to see if we can come down first for a bottom wick in order for us to drive up. But that didn't seem to be the case. So luckily we did get out at break even, we protected ourselves, and we didn't lose any money on that trade. And some people actually cashed in on, at the bottom here, like in 100 pips profit. So that was pretty cool. Caught that on stream. Guys can go check if you want to go check it, obviously live. Make sure to go obviously check that out. It was really cool. Who of you guys have similar setups in terms of the trade that we're in at the moment? If you're in this chat, let me know. Thanks again for guys for all that has joined. I appreciate obviously the support. It's really cool. If you guys were in my public group yesterday, what a fucking roller coaster, no? Holy shit. That was crazy. Literally, we caught that move. Like I knew the overall direction was going to be bullish on that trade yesterday that we had in the public group. I sent that in the free group as well, and we tried to catch that move, but again we got caught out. I believe by this wick here. I think it was, or was it? It was yesterday. It was yesterday. I think it was this one. 4-3 came down for that steep bottom wick, something like that. Yeah, before pushing back up and targeting and basically hitting our full take profits. So we managed to hit all our take profits on that trade yesterday. And what we're waiting for is, price once we tapped obviously into this level, we hit basically full take profits on this, which was really cool. So obviously we did get unfortunately wicked out on that trade, which was very unfortunate. But overall, trade setup was solid. It was really good. So basically, guys, I just want to have a look at this one. Let me just point at the current trade that we're in. We've obviously got a trend line pushing over here. We can maybe pull a trend line from here to here. I prefer that more. Yeah. Got one trend line over here. Yeah, that's looking fine. Could also pull another trend line, to be honest, like from here as well, down to here. That can also work as well. Basically, as long as we stay below this trend line over here, that will be pretty good. You can see we're pushing quite down. I don't know which one I prefer a bit better. I think I'm going to use this one, remove that trend line. This is good. Following a bit of a trend line. Once we have obviously another touch, it'll make it completely validated. But for now, you can see that, where does price obviously want to tap into next? So at the minimum, where does price want to tap down to? You can see a price wants to tap down to at least this range, this level over here. This will be the basis of your, this will be your support zone. So once we tap over here, we obviously create a range. We obviously pushed down. We had a break below the structure over here. You can see that price is obviously creating bearish price action. You can see obviously we started off here and we're just pushing up and pushing down. Sorry, obviously still just creating higher lows, lower highs. Sorry, lower lows, lower highs. And now we're tapping up there. And as soon as we had this little top wick, you see that one that tapped into this level. You can see that we had price, we tapped into that level. Now I expect at the minimum, we're going to come down and tap and refill this level over here. Because at the moment, we in this range now. We've broken back into this range. If you have a look here, I'm looking at this level over here on the 15-minute especially. So I see that price obviously closed, broke below this range, and then we come back, we tapped in there, but we're still respecting this level. And now we're pushing down quite aggressively on this move. So we're about to hit our first. I'm actually going to put, if I have a few TPs here, TP1, TP3. Let's do that. TP1 was yeah, you guys have to just excuse my voice today. I was had a bit of a crazy little night last night. What's it called? Where's my group? Oh yeah, cool. That's your 4323, 4319, TP2. So we just thought, why put multiple TPs is for us to just kind of micromanage the trade and see where the trade is obviously at 4316. Right, that's cool. So, like I said, guys, I think I want to get out this trade quite quick. We obviously have news if you guys just joined. Yeah, of course. And so now, okay, cool. So now you obviously see that we're in this trade. We're in this trade currently. We know where we are. We know if we can come down and tap into this level. Now we got this. We're currently running the 15-minute candle. And we're waiting for obviously a closure of the next 1 hourly candle. But once we close into that, that'll be pretty good. I'm just going to move this just to make it a bit neater. So once we push down, I assume that the 1 hour candle is going to close bearish. Yeah, you can see we come down first. Bearish price action pretty much on that as well. Prices just continue to push down. So at the minimum, I'm expecting price to come up and just break below. Once we break below this current candle over here, 4317, I assume that we're just going to continue driving back down and tap into these levels. So that's looking good for right now. All right, let me just analyze Euro USD. So just spice it up a bit. Let's see if there's any opportunity on there. Where is my Euro USD? Am I blind? Oh, here's it. Cool. All right, you can see that Euro USD is pumping. Let's obviously have a look at the monthly. Let's break it down. Um, if you guys like what I normally do is I normally break down obviously the bit of the I like to go on the monthly, check the monthly chart, how it's doing, break it down. It's generally my usual setup. I normally go from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 5 minutes potentially for a setup. So that's what I pretty much look for. If I see that, it is pretty good for me. So look at the monthly. So you can see that we broke below this level here. At any moment, that's creating a bit of a supply zone over here. So you got a bit of a supply zone happening on the monthly. So that's quite a good sign. So at any moment, price could actually tap above there, but we also can see, you see we've tapped into that level before. It's kind of bouncing between this level as well. Just doing my drawings here. So identifying that we had a push in structure over here. Obviously, we came down. We had an imbalance over here based on this candle. We pushed back up and we saw that we started to create bullish structure on the monthly on Euro USD. Now, what we wait for is that, price to obviously. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, cool. And let me just get my chat here quickly, guys. I can't see my chat. No. Oh, yeah, cool. All right. So just on the monthly time frame, we can clearly see that we obviously are breaking down. Overall, we are bearish because you can see that price is pretty clean price structure, price action up and over here. Good consolidation, yeah, price pushing back up, but we're not breaking this. So we do have to understand that we obviously are on a bearish price structure. So at any moment we could tap into our supply zone over here before making our next move. So on the higher time frame on the monthly, I am technically bearish because price action, but we've got to understand that we have had three bullish candles pushed to the upside. That's obviously creating bullish momentum. Now, at any point, obviously this can change, but at the moment, overall the direction is still bearish on Euro USD, but that doesn't mean that we can't obviously get a trade on this. What I want to do is, look at the weekly as well. Put it down weekly. Let me just remove this. See how the weekly is performing. It's pretty much just stuck in between. Now we can even just make this look a bit better like that. So it looks like the price is looking to tap into this supply zone over here. You see we already came down, respected this level, had a strong bounce to the upside. Now we're going to see like basically we currently in this range at the moment. So we're currently just hovering within this range. Templates, consolidation. Yeah. So basically what price is doing is obviously we have sort of accumulation consolidation within this levels. Now, what we're waiting for is obviously a breakout out of this pattern. Now, once we see price push up, we can easily say that based on our strategy, once if price starts to push up, we can say, let me just see here. Trying to see if I can find anything interesting. Yeah, once price breaks above here, we can say that we can, we can maybe fill this gap over here. Let's say this is a gap that we can look to fill. So we can try and look for an opportunity based on buys as well. So once we tap into here, break above here, and break above this current structure over here, so break above these levels, so 1.17924. Once you break above there, have a nice closure. This is obviously on the weekly time frame. We can assume that the rest of the week, obviously we only have one day tomorrow, but maybe the next week's going to follow along, and we're going to continue pushing and driving to this level, so that we can capitalize on, and we can break it down onto the smaller time frame and try and take positions on the Euro USD. Now that's obviously on the weekly. Let's see how the daily is doing as well. So I like to keep my orange box because it kind of, just helps to identify where exactly price is sitting. Can make this look a bit neater. So we can see that price is obviously stuck in between this level at the moment. Now again, obviously on a smaller time frame, guys, you'll notice that there's a lot happening here. There's multiple opportunities that we can take. But if we find a supply zone on, let's say, the weekly, to my charger. So we find a supply zone, obviously on the weekly, we can notice that we have a, current direction. So if we have a strong supply zone, let's say on a weekly, on a monthly, we know that the price is realistically going to target that level at some point. So what we want to do is capitalize on that opportunity to do that. So, obviously pushing up in terms of these levels. Once we break above, at the moment, we can see that price literally on the daily. If we don't zoom out too far, guys, like I normally say, don't go too far left, focus on current price structure. But if you find something on the weekly, capitalize on the opportunity, so knowing that, if we are bullish at the moment, where can we capitalize on? Where would our stop loss be appropriate for based on this weekly move? And you can currently see that price is having a bit of chop between here. So overall, we basically just fight between this range. I'm not going to draw all of that. It's going to be a bit too much. But yeah, basically going to see price now creating. We've got to understand the price is creating, obviously, on the daily bearish price action. So at any point, we can come down a little bit more, a little bit further, tap into these liquidity zones over here. We can see that we had a lot of volume within these few days, possibly weeks as well. We come down, maybe tap into this level before making our next move to the upside. So again, doesn't mean necessarily over the course of the whole week is that we're going to be looking for only buys. If we come down, we can capitalize and we're going to understand that price is going to come down, grab liquidity first, and for us to drive back up, we can obviously capitalize on it. Let's see how little gold trade is doing. Pushing up a little bit on gold. Okay, we're going to do this. We're pushing back up more or less at our entry zone. I'll get back to the other chart now. I'm just going to keep an eye on this trade, obviously. What did we peak at? 319, and nothing too major on that trade, so that's fine. Go back to the USD. It's basically like a break even for now, more or less a break even. Euro USD, a little bit of profit. So just keep an eye on that trade. We don't have to constantly. I go to USD. Yeah, cool. So basically now we're sitting on. We're looking at the 15-minute. Now, obviously, from the 15-minute, guys, you can see that chart's obviously looking a lot different. See that we obviously had some bearish price action. Now we can see that if we want to take those buys, see at any point now we're just waiting for, price where realistically is it going to come and tap back down to based on I feel like someone's always outside. Like someone's outside my door all the time. It's crazy. Place is haunted, brother. So realistically, price is going to probably come down and tap into this level before making its next move. You can see that we are hunting at this level, which is going to be your support level, just keeping it quite simple. Let me just do this order block FEG. See, it's not an order block or FEG, it's just my support zone. I just name it as that, so I'll just keep it as a gray box. Obviously, you just need to change that, but it just makes more sense. You see, realistically, with price wants to tap into, we obviously have bullish price action coming back down, refilling this area, coming back down, tapping basically into this level before making its next move. Now, again, if price breaks below this on the Euro USD, we can assume that we can come down a little bit further. Now, again, there's obviously a big range, obviously a big level over here that was previously respected before, obviously jumping back up. So, basing on the 15-minute as well, if price continues to break down, if we had to take a position, potentially a short, As I said, price is probably going to come down first, grab liquidity before driving back up. So if we take that, we can obviously take sells as well. That's what I'm saying. Don't always look at the narrative. Don't always be, stuck in one direction. Like be like, I can only take buys. I can only take buys. Because again, if you figure out the direction is, let's say, bullish overall on the weekly or on the monthly, for example, but like you can still capitalize on the way down, grabbing liquidity first for us to continue driving back up. Take that opportunity, you're leaving money on the table. Let's see, we're currently in position. You can see that this level has obviously been respected. We can drag it across. So this was like a nice range that we can pop into. So if we come down, we can assume that price will come down here. If we bounce off this level, we know that price could continue being bullish. But if price taps below these levels, we can understand that, okay, at any moment, price can come up and just stay between this level before making this next move. So we can capitalize on that. If we take a short based on this, we can understand that price can come back down and we can, pretty much play these levels as well. This would be a pretty good range for us to play. So realistically, what price would do here if it comes back down? No, it's my wrong path here. So price wants to come back down. If it's going to push down aggressively, it's realistically going to tap into this maybe today or sometime this week if we don't have some sort of, news to catapult it some other direction. Probably going to come down, tap into this level, maybe tap back into this liquidity zone, and then come back down here and hover, and we can play that sort of range coming back down. That's what I expect to happen on the price of Euro USD based on today. Let's see how our little friend gold is doing. Okay, so we tapped, we pushed down, we hit TP1 already, guys. Pretty cool. All right, you can see that we're pushing out quite aggressively. TP1's already tapped. Let me just say, just update the group. Yo, what's up, bam? TP1 already smashed. TP1, TP1. That's pretty exciting. I think we're pushing down. TP1 already tapped. I'm up on this trade, guys. $1,300. It's obviously the live Vantage account. You can see we're pushing down quite aggressively. Realistically, should tap to our next level. Let me just update the group. Where's this? Right now? Yo, I'm so like, what day was it? 16th. Yeah. Here's my TP1. Oh, that's nice. TP2 already smashed, guys. Okay, at this point, I'm moving my stop loss to break even. Risk-free trade. Very nice. Uh, just give me a second, guys. All right, and stop loss will be moved to break even at this point, guys. This is it's a really one-to-one trade already. So let me see where I did this. Nice. All right, guys. So this trade is pushing down. I want to see the chat, bro. What's up, chat? Who all caught this move, bro? We just drop in, brother. Drop in, drop in, drop it. So congrats to everyone who obviously took this trade now. Obviously, well in profit now, guys. You can really see that, obviously our stop loss above here. 2.9, I believe, yeah. 2.9, 2.8, whatever. 2.9.4, sorry. 2.9.4. So currently we're already up. This is already smashed through almost a 1.2 already. Rest reward on that trade. And I'm just going to go ahead and move my stop loss to break even on this trade. I might actually close full. I'm already up like 2K on this trade, taking this live. Um, let me stare actually. What's up? So, guys, just sent you guys obviously a free trade setup, taking it live on stream on YouTube, guys. If you guys miss this free opportunity, literally could have cashed out on making a trade on this gold trade. Wait, that sounded retarded. Um, yeah, so guys, obviously, in this trade, stop loss move to break even at the minimum on this trade, push down quite aggressively already. Take profit, I'm going to say 4.13, but we did smash your TP2 already. TP2 smashed. 4323. No, no, take 123. Okay. So this trade was pretty good. Obviously, it was really quick, guys, because we you were too scared. Why are you scared, brother? Scared don't pay the bills, bro. Oh, I miss my coffee, bro. It's all cold and stuff, man. Um, yeah, bro, if you're scared to take opportunities, you're never gonna make it in life, bro. I'm a I'm a firm believer in that. It's unfortunate you missed that. Who all took that? I'm here to learn. Ah, perfect. Now that's cool, Helene. No problem. That's obviously good to obviously watch first, see what I'm about, see how I trade. If you're new to this, I didn't know that you were new. Um, obviously, Helene. Where you from, Helene? Nice to meet you. Who all took this trade? Because you guys are well in profit. You're already almost right now. You're sitting at already 30, 40, 40. You know, about something like 70 pips already on this trade, which is quite good. So let's just say smashed, smashed. I wonder if I could put an emoji here. That'll be better, no? Looks a bit cooler. Wait, could definitely find an emoji. Emoji. There should be a little guy with a walking stick. That would be pretty cool. Should be a tick here, no, surely. Yeah, nice. We have to like manually add it, bro. All right, that's cool. Let's do that. Smashed. I like my little there we go, smashed. That's pretty cool. All right. Um, yes, first time the Netherlands, but Amsterdam is not my favorite. I like countryside and sea. Very nice, yeah. So I'm going to Amsterdam actually next week on Tuesday. So really cool. Nice to see you guys here. Really love the country. I personally love Amsterdam, but I would never live there. Just because it's not my style. Like you said, I prefer like countryside and sea. Obviously, I live in Dubai, which is not, I can't speak for that, but obviously I'm originally from Cape Town, and that's just got everything. So obviously Cape Town, most beautiful place in my eyes, in my point of view. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But who all managed to catch this trade? All the OGs, you guys catch this? Yeah, you know you are. My regulars, my regulars. So yeah, I'm up on this trade. I think we peaked at around like $2,000. Currently up like about 1.2. I mean, sorry, 1.5. And oh, sorry, no, like 1.8. We're just pushing down aggressively. It's pretty nice. I just took a little slight. It was obviously a scalp trade, risked a little bit less on this trade. And this is obviously the Vantage live account, so you guys can obviously see the current balance on this account. Yesterday was crazy, guys. So we're currently up 71K on this account alone, which is nuts. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. I hope you can. So up 71K on this account, so which is almost a 71% account growth on a $100,000 deposit. Yesterday we managed to. I just want to do yesterday. Wait, symbol. No, yesterday, last week. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. Yeah, this week alone, we're up 12K just based on taking all the signals in the VIP and in the scalp trading group, which is pretty good. Um, so yeah, that's what's up. Really good. I have a friend living in Cape Town, amazing place. Yeah, that's really sick. Can you guys see my phone when I show it like that? Can you see like the trade and stuff? Just let me know in the chat. It'll be quite interesting. Okay, then we're currently up 2K. We're pushing on aggressively up. So we're currently almost up 100, pretty much a, how much are we up on? Uh, sorry, my brains. I had a couple of cocktails there last night. I know I don't like to let you guys down. That's why I came on today and make sure, represent. Couple of cocktails there last night. Everything good, everything great. Geez, we have 907 people on this stream. Damn, damn. Guys, if you literally, I literally jumped in the stream. It wasn't even less than like 5 minutes into the stream, and we managed to catch a position. We saw that the price pushed up here. This is the exact candle that I entered at. I think it was this one. Guys, want to just zoom in here, just make it look a bit sexier. So entered this one over here. You'll see over here, we entered this candle. This is the green candle that pushed up. And yeah, so if you guys, obviously, guys, there's this QR code if you want to get access to the VIP group. So you get 2 to 5 of these winning signals every day. I break down not only the trades, I break down the setups, update you guys, I help you guys. I've got educational content. I've got every single thing that you need in one place. So you guys are able to become a profitable trader, firstly. And you guys can, firstly, like Helene said, she came in here, she wants to learn first, which is great. I fully back that. You need to come in anything you do. If you start a new job, if you start a new like hobby or whatever, it's important that you learn first before taking any action. Because at the end of the day, like let's say you play a sport, you obviously don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to do anything silly. Same thing with like let's say trading. You want to come in here, you don't want to lose any money. But obviously trading, unfortunately, a part of the game is losing in order to win because you got to learn. That's how you learn. You learn how to control emotions. You learn how to control, um, your mindset. And I feel like a lot of you, everyone in the chat here, has definitely lost a trade. If you've been here, you have lost, let's say, maybe a few trades, and that's maybe why you're here today. And I'll just tell you straight up that I have lost a lot of trades in my day. I've also won multiple trades, and this is what made me consistently profitable over a long period of time, which I'm forever grateful for. So yeah, it's pretty much how it's been. So again, guys, we obviously moved stop loss to break even on this trade. So peaked already at, well, if you guys didn't take profits, I mean, I don't mind obviously if it hits break even because I've made a lot this week already. We've been absolutely smashing the VIP group. Um, the VIP group's been crazy. Even the free group's been crazy. We've been catching crazy moves. Yesterday we took 2 signals. It was crazy because we took both buy signals. And I was so unfortunate. We got stopped out by like 17 pips, which was ridiculous, and on a stop loss. But the idea was correct. Like you guys saw, if you were in my free group, the idea was correct. It's the timing. We could have waited a little bit longer, waiting for that bottom wick to come first. We thought that the bottom wick was already there. So yeah, this trade was really good. Like if you didn't cash out a little bit of profits, guys, like that's your mistake. Because we were about 50 pips away from our final TP. So it's your mistake. I'm happy to go break even because like I would rather reap the full 2.3 risk to reward on this trade. Um, so that was for me. I was happy with that guy. But guys, like you had a free trade, so you had a free idea. Yeah, you had money. We peaked at what almost 90 pips on this trade. So if you traded with one lot, you would have hit already 90. You would have hit that's almost $900, roughly about $900 in this trade. So that would have been a pretty easy and quick day for you, depending on your account size. If you traded with zero point 0.1, you would have already made $90 on this trade, which again was good. So if you want to learn more, get more access to this and start, obviously trading, become a bit more profitable, I think we hit break even. I think I obviously hit break even on this trade. Yeah. There you go, guys. Full transparency, hit break even on this trade. But again, a lot of these trades, guys, like you got to understand that like we did peak at, like if you look at this, if you want to hold like aggressively all the way down, remember this was already that was already about a 1-to-1. This we peaked at about a 1.5 or 1.8. So almost about a 2R on that trade alone. So if you guys didn't take profits, it doesn't really make sense, It doesn't make sense. Don't try and be a hero. Love the way you wield that. Ah, what a legend, bro. Bro. I love the way I wield wield the chance, bro. Like, no, fucking. But yeah, last night was crazy, guys. Damn, it's good fun. Caught up with a friend of mine, had some cocktails, played some pool. Quite a little vibrant night. It was actually quite interesting. Damn, got quite a lot of viewers on here today. Thank you all for joining. It's pretty nuts. Done, done. Yeah, so pretty insane outcome. Um, I know. So savage, I know. But it's one of my mates of mine. Appreciate the boys supporting. Um, you guys have any questions based on this trade, just please let me know. Um, see what's happening now. That's why I come out at break even, guys, because we do have news coming in the next 10 minutes. So we peaked at that level. That's why I was comfortable. I told you guys at the start of the trade, I said, listen, yeah. I said, listen, like I want to be out this trade before news hits, and that's exactly what I do. Guys, it's like super important that you stick to what you say. You know, like imagine now this trade just flips and goes and hits our take profit, I mean, hits our stop loss. And like we didn't stick to our rules. Firstly, that's going to mess up our mindset. Secondly, we never stuck to our rules. That means we're not disciplined enough to actually trade or not actually disciplined enough to actually be a profitable trader. So you screwed yourself twice because you're not listening to yourself. If you can't listen to yourself, you're never going to become a profitable trader. Number one, you got to understand that you got to play by the rules. You got to play by your own rules. uh, Back what you say, you know. So again, guys, we are at break even on this trade, but I just want to see how this trade's going to play out. I'm going to just check until like 4:30. I mean, sorry, 5:30. Maybe potentially we get another trade, depending on how aggressively we push back down. Um, I'm just waiting to see how news is going to come out first. You see, so we already had one trade. Potentially we can get another trade set up here. Um, I don't doubt that, but we already hit TP2. So I was pretty happy with that. I was going to close full there because I said I wanted to get out this trade fully, but I was pretty much prepared. I was saying like, okay, we're coming out quite aggressively again. We didn't quite. I was assuming I was like, why I didn't close full there? Because if we tapped into our level, yeah, if we tapped into this level of support over here, I would have assumed like, okay, then we could have had a bounce up. But you see how close we came? So I was assuming that with that volume that we came down super aggressive. I was assuming that we're going to come down a lot more, like more aggressive. But you see what price did? It literally fooled us by 3 or 4 pips, and that can happen. So yeah, now we obviously are just. Let me see. That's pretty good. All right. So if you guys are still in this trade, yes, of course, it's still a valid trade. But again, I told you guys I want to be out before news, and news is obviously in the next 8 minutes. Again, you would be in profit again now. You'll be up 40 pips if you're back in the trade. Now, remember, this is not financial advice. This is not me telling you what to do, but just understand that we do have news at any moment. If news comes up, depending on what it's going to come out with. So you've got news coming up at 5:30 p.m. Don't know where you are in the world, but it's going to be in the next 7 minutes. CPI is generally quite a big news event, and unemployment claims is also quite a big news event. Okay, so just understand that this is going to shift the market. It should do something to the market, like whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish, but it's going to do something. Now, again, you don't want to be caught. Like, let's say we are bearish currently on price action. Now, again, we don't want to have um, Cheese puffed 1K subs, my bro. Let's go, Luke. Appreciate, brother. Appreciate. What's crazy is once I hit like 1K subs, I just picked up like another 20, in a day, which is pretty cool. So I think the algorithm is stepping in, bro. They're figuring out who the real people are on the tube, bro. On the tube. So, they know the real OG, bro, coming back, doing this transparent, doing this every single day. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, guys. We do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I need to wake up. Oh, I think I need another shot of vodka, man. Can't believe I had a tequila last night, bro. I think that's the problem. When they say let's have a tequila, um, and they say let's have a tequila, it always sounds like a great idea, but in the moment it's like it's never good. That's when I always feel a bit like tired and not good the next morning is because when I have the tequila, bro. Although I did have a lot of these sweet cocktails. I know sweet cocktails are sweet, sweet in the moment, but not sweet, sweet in the morning. So recognizing the G's, appreciate, bro. Okay, cool. So we're still currently waiting for this trade. We're just going to be patiently going to sit on our hands for now, not do anything silly. We're going to wait another 5 minutes, let news do its thing. For me personally, if I'm not in a trade during news, I'm much more happier. Like generally, I prefer not to be in a trade. I like to see what news does first because sometimes generally news, if it opens up, it might manipulate the price. You know, generally what you will see, like let's say price direction is obviously bearish now, pushing down. But at any moment, price could just come up, spike up here, grab some liquidity, do a little top wick, tap into these levels here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see we had a strong level, and then markets way all the way down. Okay, what is this thing doing now? Excuse this, right? It's what backs me. Yeah, so like realistically, what you can see price do, and this is what we don't want to be wicked out from. Remember, we do have we just oh no, no, my things are all gone, bro. They like that. Yeah, I like that shit. Yeah, it's cool. Um, what we did have is, jeez, what's this bubble, bro? Imagine. Should I remove this bubble, bro? It looks really fucking bad. I know it doesn't. It looks cool. Um, so again, guys, like what generally happens, you generally see some sort of manipulation. Are you gonna pull out the trade before news comes out? I'm already out. I hit break even. Trade's done. Trade's done, bro. I said I was gonna. We peaked it already. There's a trade done. There at the bottom, you see $21. So you can see that $21 break even. Happy with that because we peaked at around 100, around about 90 pips on this trade, which is like 1.8 risk to reward. Which again, like if you guys didn't take profits on that, you're leaving out money on the table. I told you guys I'm very strict on my rules in terms of when I wanted to be out. And I said we do have news. We got in the trade fairly quick. Saw that there was news coming. Wanted to be out before that so I can have a bit of a freer mindset. Now again, if we come up, what I'm expecting price to do, let me just do this to get this out the way because I want to analyze the 4 hour chart. I just want to analyze the 4 hour. Let me just do this, remove this, remove that, remove that. Okay. Um, so basically what we want to do now is 3 minutes, sort of check something on the 4 hour quickly. Something a little bit weird. I just want to remove all of this. 23 joins. 4 hours looking very bearish at the moment as well. It's looking all good, looking all gooch. Just want to see how Euro USD is also performing there. I want to see. So we got a level of resistance here. Price is respecting now. Price obviously pushing out aggressively. We've tapped into these levels as well now. Realistically, we're probably going to come down and go below these levels. Also do have obviously a big demand zone down here, but that's obviously quite it's about $100 move down because we did have that little bit of a spike that pushed down. Um, Let's just see what happens. I'm just checking if I can see anything else juicy. If we can get like a 1 hour trade, 1 hour, how you looking? How you looking, darling? Looking all right. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, we do have a bit of a see. Look here. This is what I'm talking about here as well, guys. We do also have a supply zone as well on the 1 hour as well. So that we have the supply zone over here. This is something we got to pay attention to. See, at any moment now, price could come up and tap this, tap that level, you know. So again, that's why we obviously out this trade. So if price taps up to there, stop loss would be above the highs because at any moment, if we tap above there, and then we can start pretty much targeting down these levels. But let's see, because if the price comes down, depending on how price taps into this, I would be happy with putting my stop loss above there. I mean, to be fair, if we put it there, it's also right there. This can be, we could probably target down these levels as well. So this could be a potential another play if we want to take this trade as well. Um, just on the basis that like, I don't think we're going to break all-time highs again. But if we do, we do. So we can just start playing that. But again, this could also be another move for us to enter at. So that's why we're out at the moment. Um, see, guys, when news pushes, so obviously now, oh, wait. Price, yeah, news is out, news is out. So now I'm just waiting to see what price is going to do. See why we came out at break even on that trade because price is doing its thing now. There we go. Price, look at that. So now we don't enter here because we can see that price, if it's going to shoot, it's going to shoot. See? So now we wait to see price taps into this level. Now we wait to see how price aggressively out pushes up here. See, top wick first. It's going to close now, respecting this will be fine. If we don't break this candle again, if we don't come up and tap this level, we can assume that that was the top wick needed, and price is going to just push down super aggressive here. That's what generally happens. Now we're going to see just one solid, like, if it comes up first, that's what I said. Be careful of the top wick first. That's why I said get out the trade because it doesn't, you're not going to hold that because price wants to manipulate first. Very important. Price manipulates. That's exactly what we did now. You know, overall direction, we are bearish. Price taps onto here. We want to see how it's going to kind of respect this level. If you want to still push up aggressively, but this could be that's just the top point in the chart. Now we're just waiting to see, um, wait until the price fizzles out a bit more, you know, because generally what happens is if it's going to drop, it's going to be quite a drop. But again, we don't want to be fooled out. Like again, obviously now these took out all the shorts. This wick took out all the shorts, so short trap. And we obviously don't want to be fooled catching on the other side because you know that obviously price pushed in quite aggressive. So again, guys, this has been a really good understanding on you know trading. This has been I think very educational because I told you guys exactly what's going to happen. I told you guys what we're waiting for, why we got out of break even, what exactly we're doing, and literally everything's doing exactly what we needed to do now. So again, we're in control of this chart. We're in control of the trade now. Let's check eurusd, what happened during the news. You can see it. We didn't tap here. We obviously pushed up aggressively. So remember, guys, overall direction was bullish on eurusd, or like overall bearish, but we can see that we wanted to tap back into this level over here. You know, so probably making its way up. If we start closing above these levels, let's say on the weekly, is a weekly candle. So if we start closing above here on the weekly, we can assume that price is going to continue driving back up there. But at the moment, we can see that price is obviously do this. All right, cool. I'm just gonna go back because I want to see my let's get back to my Let me get back to my there we go, cool. This trade is invalid now, which is fine. Again, guys, it's also very important, like I always say, just please wait for confirmations. Don't try and be a hero. As I said, price wants to manipulate first as soon as news opens up. That's generally what happens. Caught a big move there already. This is what trading's about, guys. Sometimes you have a final idea about where price wants to go, but sometimes you just need to understand that, okay, cool. I'm gonna secure I'm gonna secure my profits because I know that, because obviously trading's about probability. At any point trade can go against you. You want to position yourself where you fully understand, like, okay, cool. I know what can happen. So why put myself in that environment, So why put myself in an environment where I can get potentially taken out? Because it doesn't really make sense why you wouldn't have taken profits there, or why at the minimum move stop loss or break even. So if you did lose on the trade, that's silly. Didn't really make sense to do. Like I clearly explained every single thing in this trade. Like I told you guys, could come up for a top wick first before pushing on aggressively, and that's exactly what we did. We also do have a yeah, I told you. I literally said, like, you guys want to go back on the video? I said, watch us come up first, tap into these levels. There's a lot of liquidity here before coming back down. I did say it. Live on stream, guys. You guys can see it. Guys, you guys can visualize it. Can't tell you guys anymore, you know. So now I'm assuming that if this doesn't get tapped, if this doesn't break again, like I assume that you're going to come down pretty heavily. Like this would be the top wick that we need, and then we're going to just push down aggressively. But again, I want to see how the candles fizzle out a bit. At least wait for the 15-minute candle, see how it closes, see how the next 15-minute candle opens up. Because if the next 15-minute candle, right? So the next 15-minute candle is going to open up in the next 9 minutes. So that'll be this candle. If we see that candle come up first, but doesn't break this, that's a good sign, because then we can say, okay, cool. The next candle came up, had a top wick first. This could be obviously a bearish sign. But we want to see, hopefully this candle can close somewhere below here as well. And the next 15-minute candle. Now, again, let's see if we can try and predict what price is exactly going to do here. So price can close below this line, right? Within the next 9 minutes still. Jeez, feels like time's not even moving. Price can close below this line, right? And the next candle opens up. So let's try and do like a weird little candle here. And let's just make this a bit fatter quickly. Hey, leave me alone. So if the next candle can open up, this is obviously on the basis, guys, that like if this candle just breaks this high again, we're going to assume that price is going to continue going up, so there's no point. But this is just like what I assume is going to happen. So price can come up like this. The next candle is going to do something like this. Stop playing with me. Okay, let's do that. So price can do something like this. Next candle opens up below this box here. And we come up, tap into these levels like a top wick, but don't break that level. And I assume that we're going to come down and come all the way down like that, depending on how this body closes. Let me just do this. Green. Hey, what are you doing? Ah, it's a text. I don't have text. It's a line. Star. Okay, cool. Green. Trying to draw a green candle, guys. It's hilarious. Forgive me for my amazing art skills, bro. Border now, is that border? There we go. That's a nice little candle, nice little visualization of what I think price is going to do. So if price does this now, so price would actually be, this would actually be a red candle, to be honest. This would be red. Yeah. Hopefully, if No, not text style. Yeah, it's be a red candle. So price can do something like that. We open up now again. If we tap and break above this, guys, pretty much we're just gonna have to wait because we're not gonna take a candle. We're gonna assume that price is gonna just continue to break highs, or we need to come up for a further steeper top wick. Maybe that was in the news before coming back down. So we're gonna see in the next 6 minutes on how this candle plays out. I'm just gonna make a quick coffee here, guys. Give me a second. I'm still with you guys, but just give me a second because this coffee went cold on me, bro. But we're trying to hustle for you guys. Because you're trying to hustle. All right. So while that coffee's being made, does anyone have any questions based on this current price structure? And is everything pretty clear on why we should be waiting, what we're waiting for, confirmations, you know? So obviously, like we saw that this is still technically the news candle coming out. Uh, we do obviously have also the news candle plus New York session opening as well. So we do have that obviously the volume. We're in the basically in the middle session of London. So London's closing just for 9:45. Genuinely when we start to see this, guys. Let me do this quickly. So now we in I think it was 5, yeah, 5 to 1:45, yeah. 5 to 1:45. There. It's so funny because this actually looks like a real candle. Like I actually was like, what? Why is this candle still moving? So you see now what we're going to see now is this is fine, but if we still push up, you got to understand, if we push up now, but still close below this box, below this black line, that's still okay. We still got 5 minutes left. So again, like I said, we didn't want to enter just based on that candle. We're waiting for another confirmation now. Just waiting for confirmation upon confirmation. Um, well, not necessarily. You don't really necessarily look at profits because everyone's profits will be different. You'd more look on what the basis of the points is going to be. So based on like what pips you're going to make. Because like if I trade, let's say a one lot, and I'm looking for a $10 move, which is 100 pips, I'm going to be making $1,000 as opposed to maybe if you have zero point 0.1, you having the exact same move, you would be making $100. So it's all relative to lot size, account size, leverage. What are you guys doing with that? So I don't ever base it on what profits I'm looking to make. It's like what you could say the better question is like what type of move are you willing to make? What's the pips? How many pips are you looking to make from this trade? Or what's your risk to reward? Because if my risk to reward on this trade, let's say is a 2 to 1, meaning that I'm risking one to make two. So if I'm looking for that, for example, let's say I'm risking, let's say $1,000 to make maybe $2,000, or I'm risking $2,000 to make $4,000. But you could be risking, let's say, $200 to make $400. It also depends on the risk to reward. So it depends on. So we still got like 3 more minutes. You can see it came out, broke the high again. Generally, what's going to happen is like if the next candle is going to come up and we start break above, we're going to just continue going higher. Then I'm going to be updating you guys in the group later on. So make sure, guys, if you want to see, um, make sure if you guys want to obviously join the VIP, well, I got a free trading group, guys. If you guys want to join that, make sure to scan the QR code there. I also got an Instagram as well. Scan the QR code, join my free group. It's got about 16,000 members there, constantly active. Send about 20 to 30 messages there a day, 2 to 5 signals in my VIP group. I got a swing trading group and I got a scalp trading group. So I got both trading styles that suits pretty much everyone, like intraday trading. So if you guys obviously want to join that, scan the QR code, drop me a message, answer your questions. Like I do have educational content. You guys have seen my YouTube. I do provide educational, like, groups that you guys can check. I also do have let's say any questions you guys have, in terms of lot sizes, account sizes, like anything if you guys need to if I need to recommend you a broker, for example, anything like that, I can Pretty much anything in the trading space, just hit me up. I'll be able to sort you out. Um, these candles are tempted to follow for quick money. You are not setting a trade because of the uncertainty. Yeah, no, not because of the uncertainty. It's purely based on my strategy. Like I would never enter this because this is not my direction is bearish. It's like I'm looking for shorts. Again, I could look for buys, but again, you got to look left and understand like, okay, what is price doing at the moment? If we start breaking above, realistically, yes, we will break the highs again. But again, we don't just jump in on an opportunity on this trade because we're waiting for this. This was like the fresh news candle. We're technically still in the news candle. In 1 minute, we're going to close the 15 minute of the news candle. The news came out at 5:30. We knew that we're going to have some sort of push up. Now we understand that, okay, this is just the 15 minute of the news candle. But also remember that we do have, it's still within the same hour of the same price action. So let's say, for example, if we start looking at higher time frames like this, let's excuse this for now. I'm just going to make this look a bit neater. Let me just explain to you. I do have a whole video on time frames, so make sure to check that out because it's actually really valuable. You guys will learn a lot about time frames. So you're going to see that, okay, the 15-minute candle closed bullish, right? So we understand definitely. There's it there. Let me just close this, make this a bit bigger. So you're going to see that obviously on, I'm just going to remove this orange box here. Yeah, I wish I could stay there. It's really annoying. Um, so Oh, you can see the risk. Interesting. Yeah, no, it's based on the risk as well, but I'm also waiting for more confirmation in terms of the candles. Like I know that the next 1 hour candle is closing in the next 15 minutes. Now again, you got two closures of candles, or actually like multiple. You got multiple fives, but like the main candles are closing is a 1 hour and a 15 minute. You just have a 30 minutes that's closing. So I'd rather wait to see, okay, wait, maybe the next 15-minute candle is going to be the one that's going to push down. So yes, we can see that price action on the 15-minute is bullish. So we don't want to take this opportunity right now because at any moment this candle can reject. It's a 1 hour candle. We've came down for liquidity over here, came down and grabbed a candle. So at any moment this could just continue pushing up, but we're not going to get FOMO. This is not following our strategy. What we're waiting for is we're waiting for a closure, specifically maybe this candle right now. If this candle can close below there, especially on the 1 hour, and not close like even riskier. So we're waiting on the 1 hour candle to obviously close below here, at least give us some sort of confirmation. Because if candle closes obviously bullish, closes above here, we can understand that it could have a shift in structure. We could start going up. Obviously this would technically still be a lower high being formed. Obviously this being a lower low, this would be a lower high, but then we could start creating more, let's say, higher highs and higher lows. So we could start to have a shift in structure. Just want to grab my coffee quickly. I don't want it to get cold. So Helene, if you want to go watch, I'd highly recommend watching my time frame videos, watching how to identify that because that will really significantly help you understanding mm, candles, candlesticks. I look at every single candle. So I look at every single candle, every single action, based on that. I need to understand what is happening in that candle. I like to break it down. Now, obviously, we look at this candle as well. If we break it down on the 5 minute, what's going to be happening? Without even looking at the 5 minute, I'll show you exactly what's going to be happening on the 5 minute. So within the last 15 minutes, this is what's been happening. This is literally what the past 3 5 minute candles have done. Uh, Let me just do this. Don't ignore that because it's obviously red, but I just want to show you without even looking. This is what the previous 5 minute candles have been doing. Let's do this. Obviously, these must all be, should have probably changed that to green. Dun, dun. So this is obviously indicating that we have bullish price action on the 5 minute. So again, the 5 minutes is bullish. So obviously don't want to catch that. Let me just do this. Sort of show you how easy it is to obviously identify candlesticks, right? We're going to have that push to the downside. That's fine. We're going to have something like this. Do that green. Cool. And do that, do that. I don't even think we came down for a bottom wick. I think it's gonna be something like that. And basically like that. Yeah. So be like look like something like this is what this candle is gonna look like on the 5 minute. Like have a look at this, right? See here. Okay, that looks pretty weird. You see there? Basically that 15-minute candle is looking like that. You see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exactly pretty much how I've drawn it. So that's pretty much a 5 minute. Understanding that to know that okay, now we're pushing above these levels now. So how long are you still going to be live for? No, just the next 10 minutes. I don't see us having an opportunity now because uh, this candle, this for me needs to close very bearish. Like, and I don't see it happening. Like in the next 11 minutes, if this candle doesn't close bearish, um, I won't, I don't know, I don't see any opportunity. Yeah, no worries, no problem at all. I hope it like, if I explain something, I just want you to obviously understand. Obviously, for me, I speak on a term that like you understand what I'm saying in terms of like candlesticks. If you don't know candlesticks and stuff like that, please make sure to obviously check out the videos. It'll save you a lot of time and it'll help you with the terminology when actually trading. So you don't have to like Google search, oh, what is bullish, what is bearish, what is candlesticks, what is a candle. So basically, we just drawn out basically what happened. Yeah. So once you can visualize, like I can look at a 1 hour and I can pretty much break it down and tell you exactly how that 1 hour looked on a 15-minute time frame. Because obviously, in a 15-minute time frame, you have four candles, right? Four candles that make up a 1 hour. If you have a 4 hour candle, you have four 1 hour candles that make up a 4 hour. So every candle, you got to understand that at any moment, that candle can just be a top wick. Yes, we do have bullish price action on a 5 minute chart, but that can be irrelevant, because we do have, let's say, a big. Just do this. Let's just show you this again. This candle coming up super aggressive. We can know that. Oh, wait, let me just remove. I should remove this because that's obviously going to might confuse you guys. Remember that we came down, grabbed liquidity. We didn't tap down into our levels, but we did. If we look like slightly here, we see that obviously that level was being respected. So we could assume that this was coming down and tapped into the bottom wick, but we were looking at a 15-minute chart, so we could understand. Okay, all right, like that was the liquidity that we needed to continue driving up. If we got a bottom wick, you can assume okay, price is going to just continue going up. Now again, if this candle comes down very aggressive, we can assume the opposite. Like, all right. But that's why we're not entering this trade. That's why we're not, there's no data for us to take off this. You know, there's no entry for us on a buy in terms of using my strategy. Again, if some of you obviously took this trade, if you guys did take longs, you guys did take a buy, you obviously would be a winner. That doesn't make me a loser. That doesn't make me because I didn't enter this trade. It just means that it wasn't a part of my strategy. Everyone's strategy can be different. We might have some similarities, but at the same time, this might have completely aligned with someone else's strategy, like to take that as a buy. And, they could have still won. But again, if they didn't maybe see any shorts, so it's just variant. If you have obviously a profitable strategy that works, stick to it. Don't try and go and follow someone else. If my strategy works for you and you're happy with that, make sure to stick by it because another person might come. You can always take a piece of information from other people. That's fine. I always learn. I'm always learning, in terms of trading. Obviously I have my strategy, but I can always learn something. If I spot something new, unique, and maybe I potentially can add it to my charting, I'm going to do it. You know, if I find something unique, like for example, I found this volume candle thing only this year. Like I've been trading for 8 years. I only found this out because your guys' candles would look like something like that. When I do that, you'll see that some candles are slightly thicker because why? It adds more volume on that candle. So that was something unique that I utilized. It doesn't mean that I knew everything. Obviously I'm just strict in my ways. But if I find something that can sort of give me a better edge, implement it, use it. So stay on for another 7 minutes, guys. It just seems like this. We're just going to continue pushing up. Again, don't get FOMO. Understand. It's fine. Many opportunities. I just want to check it Euro USD. Okay, so Euro USD is pushing up super aggressive here. That's fine. But what I was waiting for us to come down a little bit first, tap into these levels, which we didn't. So you can see we just coming up, probably will tap into this level fairly soon, maybe even break that. But now we're going to check on the 4 hour, just want to check what's happening here. Probably going to come up again, like on the overall, like if you check on the overall, I think it's on the daily, more or less just chop in between this. Start to see bullish price action. Now, realistically, based on this, the current volume that we have, we're probably going to retap into this level by 1.18784. If I see an opportunity, if I see a trade, remember, don't enter. If you're not in the trade and you see the directions going up, again, not financial advice, but you see like you missed the move and you see like, oh shit, like I should have bought, because obviously, like if you see this now, most people's assumptions like, shit, I'm late. I knew I should have bought. Like, let's say I was waiting for price to come down, yeah, maybe I would have bought, right? But it didn't tap there. That doesn't mean I'm just going to magically just enter because that's what causes you to lose. Because at any moment we could still come down and tap here. Like again, this could be a top wick coming down, tapping here for us to drive back up. Now again, your impatience didn't pay, your negligence based on that trade. So Euro USD potentially have a little setup looking over there. Gold is still playing around at these levels. Gold is pretty much, let me just remove all of this. If you guys look at the overall trend on gold, for example, you guys can see like, have a look at this, right? Understand that we're actually just consolidating on the 4 hour chart. It's nothing really much. Uh, let's do that. You can see we're pretty much just between this range. Like if we want to make it look a little bit sexier, realistically, we're probably going to tap this level. I mean, we already have tapped that level, but at any moment we could just come down, respect these levels, bounce between this range before making our next high. Now, again, that's what I want to say. Like, if price comes up here, we start to reject from here. We could start to assume that we could come down and refill and tap into this level 4271. It is quite a far distance down, but I'd be more comfortable with seeing some sort of rejection from there and then tapping back down into these levels and taking a sell there, which could be a very nice swing trade on gold. So that's what I would be looking for. You guys have any sort of questions for me? Now's your chance. Remember, guys, I'm not going live on next week, Tuesday, because I will be traveling. So vamos. But yeah, I'm going to be quite busy next week. Obviously, there'll still be everyday trades, 2 to 5 trades every single day next week. Obviously, do have Christmas coming up, guys. So I know a lot of you guys are wanting to save, and a lot of you guys are looking to buy presents and stuff. Try and get yourself some extra income. Drop me a DM on scan the QR code, drop me a DM, get you set up. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to set up, and then you guys can be potentially making some extra income. Um, maybe spoil your family, your girlfriend, your second girlfriend. You know how it is. Uh, my guys. If you know, you know. Joking, I don't have two girlfriends. Four. No, I'm joking. Joking. Don't have don't have the time for that. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys actually learned something in this stream. I think it was really good. I think it was super educational. I think you guys learned firstly about candlesticks. You guys learned on waiting for confirmation. You guys learned how to deal with a candle. So this is very important. So always make sure, guys, jump onto Forex Factory. It's free, completely free. You can just go on here, check the news. Make sure if you see a red folder, know that it's going to be a high impactful news event. Sometimes it doesn't do anything, but it's just important for you to obviously note and take note of that because it can significantly change the price, especially if it says USD. Check out for the USD. If you're trading specifically a pair against the USD, so let's say gold versus USD, make sure to check that before it happens. And I already said, talking shit on this guy's five. um, But yeah, so basically, like I think we broke down so much things today. So firstly, guys, some key factors to take away from this just before I jump off. So remember, check news events. First thing, come on, check Forex Factory. Obviously, make a breakdown of your trade setup, see if it aligns. And then secondly, obviously just double check with everything, see if everything aligns. And then if you are in a trade before news, try and get out like fairly soon if you're not feeling that confident about your trade. Again, we all feeling very confident about the setup, but we do understand how the market works. Is at any point we can manipulate the market can be manipulated. So you could come up first for a top week before coming back down. So we don't want to be obviously trapped in that. So check news. I think someone's at the door. Hey, you can come in. I'm just live. So obviously double check that. It's confirmation, news events, and yeah, it's going to install a little mattress here. But make sure you check all the dots. Again, we peaked at around like 90, I'd say 90 pips in trade. Again, if you're trading like one lot, $900, 0.1. Can we breaking down? Yeah. See, that's what I was checking now. Obviously, we don't have any confirmation. Did have a doji candle there, indecision candle. Realistically, when we see this type of candle, then it means now it's here. If we're going to push back down. Um, all right, guys, it is 6 o'clock. I'm going to jump off, let you guys go enjoy. Come on for an hour and a half. Guys, make sure if you want to obviously join the Telegram, make sure to scan the QR code. Scan that code, drop me a DM if you want to get set up and get every single trade set up in real time. Because obviously sometimes it takes a little bit longer. On the YouTube, you only get like, let's say, one trade setup. But if you want to get multiple trade setups, make sure to drop me a DM now. There is a deposit bonus happening, so make sure to scan that, send me a DM, and let's get you set up. But peace now for guys. Wait. Peace out for now. And I'll update you guys if you want to see, I'll potentially see a trade setup happening soon. So if you guys want to see the trade in real time, make sure to join now because you will miss out on the next trade. Scan the QR code and I'll see you guys there. Peace, guys. Thanks again for joining.